The year is 1872. Listen closely to the sound of the Atlantic. It is a calm, gray afternoon in the middle of the ocean, a vast and silent wilderness of water. The only sounds are the gentle creaking of timber and the soft snapping of canvas in the wind. In this gray solitude, a British ship spots another vessel. She is a brigantine, drifting aimlessly, her sails slightly torn but still catching the breeze. She is moving, her course set toward the Strait of Gibraltar, but there are no hands on the ropes. There are no footsteps on the deck. The wheel turns on its own, guided only by the ghosts of the wind. A boarding party rows across the unsettled water, their voices hushed. As they climb aboard, they are met with a chilling silence, an eerie portrait of a life interrupted. The ship, the Mary Celeste, is perfectly seaworthy. Her galley is stocked with ample provisions, enough food and fresh water to last a crew for 6 months. In the seamen's chests, their personal belongings lie untouched: pipes, clothes, and letters from home. Below deck, in the captain's cabin, a sewing machine sits with a piece of child's clothing still under the needle, a single stitch left undone. It is a floating house where the clock keeps ticking. But time has stopped for everyone who called it home. There is not a single soul on board. In the ship's hold, they found her cargo, 1,701 barrels of raw, industrial alcohol, destined for Genoa. This detail, often lost in tales of sea monsters and ghostly pirates, is the quiet center of the mystery. When the barrels were inspected back on dry land, a strange discrepancy was noted. 9 of them were empty, not shattered or leaking from the bottom, but empty from the top. This small, seemingly insignificant fact was a clue, a whisper of the truth that was overlooked for a century in favor of more fantastic stories. A frayed, broken rope, once a sturdy tow line, was found trailing in the water behind the ship, a final severed connection to the lost. It likely wasn't pirates, for the crew's valuables and the cargo were intact. It wasn't a monstrous kraken from the deep, for the ship bore no signs of a struggle. The truth, most experts now believe, is far more human and tragic. The porous oak barrels allowed fumes from the alcohol to leak and fill the hold. Perhaps there was a low rumble, a minor, contained explosion as the pressure built, or maybe just a terrifying smell that promised a catastrophic fire. Fearing the entire ship was a floating bomb about to detonate, the captain, Benjamin Briggs, would have made a logical choice: a temporary evacuation. He would have ordered everyone, his wife, his young daughter, and his crew into the single lifeboat, tethering it to the ship to wait out the danger from a safe distance. But the ocean is a place of immense and indifferent power. In that moment of cautious retreat, the tow line, their only link back to safety, must have snapped. We can only imagine their despair as they watched the Mary Celeste, their perfectly sound and safe vessel, catch a gust of wind and sail away from them. They were left behind, adrift in a small, open boat in the vast, lonely expanse of the Atlantic, watching their only hope for survival disappear over the horizon. The ship survived the sea, but the humans did not. The Mary Celeste sailed on for another 10 days, a ghost ship guided by the currents and the wind, until she was found. She stands as a solemn reminder that the ocean does not care for our plans or our fears. It is a vast, silent wilderness that offers no explanations and keeps its secrets well. Her story is not about monsters or curses, but about a single, fragile rope and the unforgiving nature of the sea itself. It is a story of a ship that sailed on, while her crew was swallowed by the silence.